July 9, 2006. Berlin's Olympiastadion. The football world held its breath as Zinedine Zidane, one of the game's all-time greats, took the field for the final match of his career. At 34, the French captain had already announced his retirement, making this 2006 FIFA World Cup Final the ultimate swan song. It was a script seemingly destined for a heroic finale. France versus Italy, two giants of the game, with Zidane leading Les Bleus one last time in pursuit of glory. The stage was set for drama, and the night would deliver, just not in the way anyone imagined.
Zinedine Zidane here. Zinedine Zidane just plants one into the chest of Marco Materazzi. The referee cannot have seen that. What happened here? Zinedine Zidane's career is ending like this.
Zidane's journey to this final was the stuff of legend and destiny. He had long since cemented his legacy with a 1998 World Cup triumph on home soil, scoring twice in that final, and a Euro 2000 title. By 2006, he was a national hero, albeit an aging one. After a brief retirement from international football in 2004, Zidane had been persuaded to return, joining fellow veterans Claude Makélélé and Lilian Thuram to help France qualify for the World Cup in Germany. Though past his prime, Zidane still showed flashes of genius throughout the tournament. He started slowly in the group stage, even serving a suspension for the third group match, but roared back to form in the knockout rounds. In the round of 16, he scored and set up a goal to sink Spain. In the quarter-final against Brazil, a rematch of the 1998 final, Zidane delivered a masterclass, outplaying the Brazilians and assisting Thierry Henry's winning goal. He then coolly converted a penalty to defeat Portugal 1-0 in the semi-final. These clutch performances earned Zidane the Golden Ball as the tournament's best player and secured France's place in the final, giving their captain a chance to bid farewell with another World Cup trophy. Italy's journey, in contrast, was marked by defensive solidity and moments of high drama. The Azzurri topped their group with 2 wins and a draw, showcasing the resilience that Italian teams are famous for. In the round of 16, Italy survived a scare against Australia. A controversial last-minute penalty by Francesco Totti earned a 1-0 victory. They hit their stride in a 3-0 quarter-final win over Ukraine. The semi-final against host nation Germany was an instant classic. After 0-0 through 90 minutes, Italy scored 2 breathtaking goals in the dying moments of extra time to win 2-0, courtesy of Fabio Grosso and Alessandro Del Piero. That triumph encapsulated Italy's blend of tactical discipline and late-game heroics. Now in the final, Italy sought their 4th World Cup crown, while France aimed to repeat the glory of 1998.
The World Cup final kicked off under a clear evening sky, with 69,000 fans packed into the Olympiastadion. From the outset, the match had a crackling energy befitting the occasion. France started aggressively, and within the first 10 minutes, their positive play paid off. In the 7th minute, French winger Florent Malouda burst into the Italian penalty area and was tripped, a foul that awarded France a penalty, with Italy's Marco Materazzi the guilty party. Zidane stepped up for the spot kick in what could be the final goal attempt of his career. In a moment of audacity and ice-cold nerve, he struck a Panenka penalty, a delicate chip down the centre. The ball kissed the underside of the crossbar and bounced just over the goal line before spinning back out. Goal! France took a 1-0 lead. Zidane had engraved his name in the history books yet again, becoming only the 4th player ever to score in 2 World Cup finals. The stadium erupted in astonishment at the cheek of his finish, and French supporters dared to dream. Italy, however, are nothing if not resilient. Just 12 minutes later, in the 19th minute, Materazzi made amends for conceding the penalty. Rising high to meet a corner kick from Andrea Pirlo, Materazzi powered a header past goalkeeper Fabien Barthez to bring Italy level at 1-1. The irony was rich. The villain who had fouled Malouda had now turned hero for the Azzurri. With that goal, the match settled into a tense rhythm. Both sides knew the stakes, and neither yielded an inch. Italy's defence, marshalled by captain Fabio Cannavaro, stood firm, while France's midfield probed for openings, with Zidane at the heart of their attacking moves. Forward Thierry Henry looked dangerous for France, and Italy's Luca Toni even had a header hit the crossbar,
though it was ruled offside. A narrow escape for Les Bleus. As the minutes ticked by, the final evolved into a war of attrition, each team testing the other's resolve. When the 90 minutes of regulation time ended, with the score still 1-1, the match headed into extra time. Fatigue set in, but the drama was far from over. In the first period of extra time, France almost found a breakthrough. In the 104th minute, Zidane nearly scripted a storybook ending. He met a cross with a thumping header that was destined for the top corner, only for Italian keeper Gianluigi Buffon to produce a sensational save, tipping the ball over the bar. Zidane held his head in disbelief. It was a brilliant effort, met by an equally brilliant save. The margins between triumph and despair were razor thin. Then came the moment that would overshadow all else. With about 10 minutes left in extra time, as Zidane and Materazzi jogged up the field away from the play, the two exchanged words. Materazzi tugged on Zidane's jersey, seemingly trying to provoke him. Suddenly, the French captain stopped, turned, and headbutted Materazzi square in the chest. The Italian defender crumpled to the ground, and for a moment, everyone watching was in disbelief. Had Zidane really done that? The referee did not see the incident directly, but after consulting his assistants and the fourth official, he reached for the red card. In the 110th minute of the World Cup final, Zinedine Zidane was sent off in what was to be the final act of his playing career. As Zidane walked off the pitch past the World Cup trophy, the stadium was plunged into an eerie mix of cheers and gasps. One of the game's most graceful players had imploded in a flash of anger, ending his career in the most shocking manner imaginable. The image of Zidane slowly trudging past the golden trophy, the prize he had come so close to winning one more time, became an enduring symbol of the match's drama and heartbreak. With their talisman and captain gone, France had to soldier on with 10 men. They managed to survive the remaining minutes of extra time without conceding, dragging the final into a penalty shootout, but the momentum had now shifted decidedly in Italy's favour. A World Cup final shootout is the ultimate test of nerve, and Italy approached it with steely confidence. Andrea Pirlo, Italy's midfield maestro, took the first penalty and scored. Sylvain Wiltord replied for France, 1-1. Materazzi, undaunted by the pressure and the evening's drama, blasted in his penalty as well, capping an eventful night for him. Next, France's David Trezeguet stepped up. Trezeguet was the hero who scored the golden goal against Italy in the Euro 2000 final. But this time, fortune would not favour him. His penalty struck the crossbar and bounced out. Italians and French alike watched in disbelief as the only miss of the shootout tilted the balance. Daniele De Rossi and Alessandro Del Piero confidently converted Italy's next kicks, while Eric Abidal and Willy Sagnol did the same for France. Finally, with Italy leading 4-3, defender Fabio Grosso, a breakout star of the tournament, approached the spot. Grosso calmly slotted his shot into the corner of the net, sealing the shootout at 5-3 and crowning Italy as world champions. The Italian players and fans exploded in jubilation, celebrating Italy's fourth World Cup title. On the other side, French players sank to their knees in heartbreak, trying to process the cruel end to their campaign.
In the aftermath of this epic final, Italy basked in glory. The much of the world's attention turned to Zidane. FIFA even named Zidane the tournament's best player, awarding him the Golden Ball despite his infamous exit. It was a testament to how magnificent his performances had been up to the final. Yet, the lasting memory of the 2006 final became that headbutt, an incident replayed endlessly on television and dissected in countless articles. Everyone wanted to know what could have provoked such a reaction from Zidane. It later emerged that Materazzi had aimed insults at Zidane's family. Indeed, Materazzi admitted that after Zidane offered him his jersey, he retorted that he would prefer Zidane's sister. While the provocation was real, Zidane himself would later say that he did not regret his action, though he did apologise to his teammates and fans for the consequences. He remarked that he could never have lived with himself had he ignored the insult and continued playing as if nothing happened. In Zidane's view, protecting his honour was worth more than a World Cup winner's medal, a revelation as dramatic as the incident itself.
Back home in France, the public reaction was surprisingly forgiving. Rather than vilify their fallen hero, the French rallied behind him. Then President Jacques Chirac greeted the team in Paris and paid tribute to Zidane as a man of a heart and conviction, who had honoured the country. Polls in France showed that most French people had already forgiven Zidane's moment of madness, many even understanding the emotional impulse behind it. To the French public, Zidane was still Zizou, the beloved icon who had given them so many moments of glory. Indeed, his performances in the tournament's latter stages were hailed as some of his finest ever, reminding everyone of his unique ability to rise to the occasion when it mattered most. Zinedine Zidane's career thus ended not with a triumphant lift of the World Cup, but with a solitary walk into the locker room, a legend leaving the stage under a cloud. And yet, with time, the 2006 final has come to symbolise the dual legacy of Zidane, brilliance and controversy intertwined. On that night in Berlin, he showed both why he was revered and how human he was. This match retired Zidane, but it did not define the entirety of his legacy. Rather, it added a dramatic final chapter to an illustrious story. Today, Zidane is remembered not only for that shocking finale, but for the decades of genius that preceded it. The 2006 World Cup Final remains one of the most compelling sagas in football history. A game of great goals, high stakes, and an unforgettable farewell to a legend.